Welcome back to crypto's juiciest news, baby dolls. The Bitcoin price has recovered back to around $79,000. It hit $80,000 recently, up to 81. This was pretty much it, friends. Remember, I was giving you minute by minute updates as we were cranking along. Man, it was just, we're just praying that the bull continues. That's exactly what we're here to do. You remember these moments, friends. Arthur Hayes called for 76,500, and then literally, I just want to live that moment. He calls for like, oh yeah, it should bounce around here, and then it just went bang, 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 bang after. It's kind of interesting. This is actually, friends, you know what's funny? This reminds me of Blockchain Backer's bottom structure, where he goes, everyone thinks this is the bottom, right? And then there's like one more bang down, and then that's pretty much it. And then it continues up like here. I forgot what happens after that. Maybe, I don't know, just drawing squiggly lines, bro. I'm just drawing squiggly lines, man. Just like everybody else. Just a man here, man, his squiggly lines. Let a man draw his squiggly lines in peace. The monthly candle is still red. It is 3 red monthly candles. Friends, by the way, I saw this poopy head out here on Twitter. I forgot your name. Someone out there with a lot of followers or something. He said, oh, this is an easy 3 red monthly candles because it wasn't 50% like the last one. Bro, just sit down, let me slap you. You want me to slap you? Look at this guy. He goes, oh, but these 3 red monthly candles were down 50%. Habib, did you forget what this move was, bro? It literally went up only 1,500%, with the biggest drop being a shitty little 18% move from this moment, from this point. It literally went 1,019x. He's like, be grateful for your 50%. Bro, look what we did from here. This is a big 32%. What did we do here, friends? We did a congratulations on your 2x. 2.2 to be exact. Okay, so what I've noticed is, friends, pretty much, see, when people talk, you can sniff out what their position is. Yeah? Obviously, if we're all bullish something, yeah, we're long. We're long and we're proud. When people talk like that, we're like, oh, you got a lot of stable coins. You want to buy Bitcoin at like 69, 65K. I bet you're praying for 65K. I bet you're praying for Ethereum under $1,000. I know they all want it. I know all your Jeets want Ethereum at $1,000, so you can get your free 10x. I hope you don't get it. I hope you don't. But we'll see. But Ethereum, though, you might, if you get to buy Ethereum at $1,000, you might be able to buy it at $2 shortly after. Just having fun here, joking, friends. Now, I am going to check out that Ethereum price. It's absolutely garbage. Very sad. Monthly SuperTrend red. By the way, the SuperTrends on the monthly, they're too big of a time frame in crypto, so they don't mean much. It's kind of like, usually the monthlies is like it's toward the end of the move. Okay? But yes, this month isn't finished. I wonder if we can save it by the end of this month and go back to 1,800 or something for Ethereum. Man, it's just what a freaking nightmare to live this. Many things have happened, friends. The weekly SuperTrend, just check it out, baby dolls. Check it out. Like, we came so close. Remember, like, just to show you, friends, remember, we actually did, remember, Japan, Pokemon Island here. So it was close here. Japan, Pokemon Island, dicked under, and then we had it right here as well. Okay, the trifecta. I'm wondering if we're seeing that, something like that, friends. I'm wondering if that's what we were going to see, something like that, where it comes back, does a little squeeze. We'll see what happens after that point. Also, I want to remind you, once again, I know I'll go through this quite a bit, but just to show you, man, in 2017 cycle, friends, the only way to make it was literally be like, look, it's over, it's over, it's over, it's over. That's 4 times already there, and this is the 5th one, okay? And then eventually, bang, this was the 6th one. Guess what? There was an alt season wave 2 here, the final one. So I'm wondering if, that's what it is. I've been talking about this for like a year now. I'm saying, look, since it's the spirit of 2017 Fractal, and the spirit of that was the green weekly SuperTrend holds the whole way, and there were all these fake out moments. There are a lot of them, So, man, it gets really tough, doesn't it? When you're just looking at things like this, just wondering, oh, wow, if it just goes a couple of more candles down, it's pretty much game over. But also, it happens on the upside as well. It's like, oh, when you have like, 5 green monthly candles for like others BTC, the 6th one is like the most explosive, and that changes everyone's life. But yeah, I know. Thinking about, let's play some PUBG music, friends. This gun, friends, I know sometimes you just want to point it at yourself because you're just like, hey, we're still making lows after 4 years, bro. Wow, it's just shocking. Friends, by the way, I still stand by my statement. A lot of people are still calling for like 70% Bitcoin dominance. Dude, Michael Saylor buying 499,000 BTC on leverage, bro. The world's going to wake up and realize pet rock, it's good, but it's pet rock. People want to take on risk, but we'll see. We'll see how long it's going to be before things turn around. Others, BTC is still garbage, still trash, absolutely trash, just like ETH. It's pretty much following ETH. Very sad. You know, friends, a lot of people as well, they're also asking about the 4-year cycle. And I've got to remind you, it's the global liquidity cycle. So the 4-year cycle, it was never alive. It was the global liquidity cycle was always alive, and it still is alive now. The thing is, though, okay, the debt must be rolled over by the end of this year. Yeah, I think they've got like 6 or 9 months remaining, and there's about 7 to 9 trillion. However, they don't want to pay a rollover interest rate of the US Fed's amount of 4.5%. They want to get it cheaper. Yes, so that's, I guess, Trump's plan. Trump's plan is he wants those rates down. Yeah, growth goes down, oil goes down, Dixie goes down, right, from there. So that's what basically he wants. So that's, I guess, the policy strategy. Whether it works or not, we'll see. Hopefully it does work. But that's it. So when if the interest rates, like, because now they're pricing in, it's still like 40% only for a rate cut by next month. So the US Fed is like probably playing hardball or something. Or maybe they're just pretending like they're independent. Who knows? Who knows when it comes to this politics stuff, right? Maybe they do end up cutting. So if they do end up cutting from like 4.5, maybe it goes down to 3.5, then you have the rollover of the debt. That's the money printing part. Because to roll over the debt, they go, oh, we have new obligations. We have to put money aside. We're basically, let's go print money to pay off that credit card now. So we've got this next period of 4 years to go. So that bonanza, that gives us the banana zone. So I don't know exactly when to start it. Maybe it's when they do the money printing. It is what it is. We'll see. Yeah, because I'm not exactly sure on the timing. It's just like when they did the rollover and the timing in the last cycle, we should probably check out how it's actually conducted. Because I'm just curious, like does it run exactly 12 months? You know, so that's something that I guess we'll watch. We'll watch closely. And if I hear about it, I've got to watch some Mick Hovel or something. Maybe he'll talk about it later. Bitcoin on third red monthly candle, man, doesn't feel like this. Like bull market's not this, bro. Friends, like in 2017, dude, you had 3 for the whole year. All right, and then this one wasn't even a red one. You know what I mean? Like you had 3 for the whole year and 9 green. Now in our cycle, we've had 1 green, 1 to like, and it's 3 red so far. Unless Bitcoin probably will save itself by the end. I'm just guessing it'll finish above $83,000 ready for May. Now, the global M2 liquidity cycle fractal, friends, this is the 100-day fractal. Remember, we had the 70-day, which brought this thing in closer. So this thing started going up earlier, but we're like, you know what? Let's just use it as a conservative just in case. And glad we did. So it is right here. See how volatile crypto is, friends? Like it just goes and just makes new lows, gets everybody scared. Now it's coming back in. So maybe, guys, April is poop, but maybe that's what we see, friends. Maybe there's a bull trap rally. You know what's interesting? I wonder if I can find a tweet. This is just really strange, man, because maybe Kobe watches me. Shout out to you, baby doll Kobe. What I said was, I just guessed that we come back and do some recovery, but then there's like this like fake out thing that comes back. Maybe as a tariffs or something come out here. But you see this little bull trap thing. So what I'm going to do is I'm now going to show you Crypto Kobe's Twitter. He actually joked about that. Here it is right here, actually. Look at this. Economic. Do I follow this guy? I think I do. Yep. Good thing is we will bounce like never before. Bad thing is we don't know when. Good luck surviving. So that was at the lows. That was literally at the lows. And then Kobe. There is one thing I know to be true. When we hit the first bull trap rally, I am going to fall for it. So that will be funny. So what would a bull trap rally be? I guess if you like looking at this 4 hour, what would it be? You never know, man. It might be like something here. We're like, oh, it's actually back. And then somewhere at the end of the month, there's like another scare that comes like that. And then like everyone thinks it's over again, right? And you might think it's nothing, but like when you're on leverage and Bitcoin drops like 5% and everyone thinks it's over and they think it's going to drop down, they think, oh crap, this thing's going to go down lower. But actually what ends up happening is it just continues and then we're ready for May. And yeah, you've been watching my channel. Selling may go away. Selling may go away. What about now? What about now? Look, I don't know, friends. I think this is going to be the buy in may go away. And we have the global M2 liquidity. That's what this pretty much says, right? This says buy in May and go away. Okay. It would be fitting though for the end of April, or meant to be April. It will be fitting if just everybody, all the Jeets get out. Selling may go away and they actually get out, and then the up only starts out here. But just talking about all these fake outs and washouts, man, it's so tiring. The US yield curve is right here, friends, still teetering. It's still back to being inverted. Interesting, right? Very interesting. It was uninverted. We got the mess. Now it's back around here. Yeah, a lot of macro things. You even see like we have to cover the macro. Like it was like, because like altcoins, everything's like gone to zero pretty much. There's nothing else we can do. Hopefully that the global M2 macro thing, the liquidity cycle thing ends up playing out. Now, big news. I actually made a whole episode on it for you. The VIX went to 60. My lord. Friends, this is... Look at this, okay? Look how many times it's gone to 60, okay? 1, 2... This is GFC. My gosh. Since they started in 1990. So there's only 60, friends. Literally 4 times in history of 35 years. Whoa. Wow, man, check that out. 35 years is literally, man, a VIX 60. Yeah, it's meant like on average just once every 8 to 10 years to have something like that. That's pretty much stock market, right? And I did do that because the S&P was doing 4%, just down. Kept getting cracked out here. The Japan Pokemon Island was also a freak accident as we go throughout here. Man, this is literally zombie virus stuff, these levels. Remember, the VIX is the fear index, so it's the cost of insurance, you know? So if you go to a very bad neighborhood, maybe shout out to my baby dolls out there in some maybe some violent parts of Chicago, Chi-Town, maybe your car insurance is like $9,000 to insure a Toyota. Because everyone's like, well, you're getting robbed every like 15 minutes in this like really, really sketchy neighborhood. So of course it's going to be $15,000. You know what I mean? And then if you go to like somewhere where like there's billionaires out there, they're like, dude, like they'll do more damage to their hands just dusting them on your Toyota car. That's how much of an inconvenience your car is for them to even look at it. So you'll basically never get robbed in those super rich areas. So just to give you an example out here. So when this thing goes up, the cost of insurance is up. It's the fear index. Yeah, it does spike out here. Also, friends, whenever I show the VIX, a lot of people don't know this, which is okay. A lot of people just think, Somi, this is the easiest chart of all time. Just buy this and sell them. Buy and sell, buy and sell, buy and sell. Wow, genius. No, friends, the VIX runs on 30-day futures, pretty much, 30-day contracts. And it starts high and it trends towards zero by the end of it. So you can't buy like insurance for like, oh, let me just buy the insurance all the time. No, it costs you a huge amount. It's kind of like almost like 2% of your yearly gains portfolio to get the insurance. And so you basically got to bet that there's going to be a big spike up on time if you're going to buy it. Also, it opens, so the way it opens, so let's say there are 30 days, yeah, this is day 0, this is day 30, yeah. The VIX at the start, friends, it opens at like 22, yeah. So even though you're seeing this number like 14, I think it's backwards of how it closes for the month, but yeah, it opens at like 22, and then it goes down over time, and then when there's only like 5 days less in the month, it goes down, right? So that's pretty much how it works. So if you want to buy insurance, and by the way as well, if you want to buy like, oh, I'm going to get insurance for like, 12 months from now. Yeah, no one's giving you a VIX price of like 10. Okay, they'll make you pay. Like you want to buy insurance like 12 months from now, they'll probably make you pay like 30 for it. If you really want, or like 20. Then they'll pay like 20. You see, so yeah, there is no free money, as you pretty much could have guessed. Otherwise, we'd all be doing it. Also, the insurance of the VIX, it's so efficient that if you bought insurance for it every month, you're losing to the S&P 500. So you have to guess with the timing. Yeah, so if you're buying it every month, I think you're losing like 1 or 2%, maybe 1% of your total portfolio. But yeah, at the end of a year, you've lost 12%. And the end of next year, you've lost the 12%. That's around the S&P 500 gains, like 8 or something, right? So just give you an idea that, yeah, there is no free lunch in this world. Because remember, if you're buying insurance, someone's selling it to you. Yeah, you're giving them the premium. They're collecting it. I think it was Bill Ackman, friends. Bill Ackman. Was he the one he made like the $1 billion trade? He bought insurance Yes, he bought insurance like right before the zombie virus, was it? Yes, it was like so random, and he bought like this like 5-year insurance right before the zombie virus, and he paid peanuts for them, and it was protecting against like a big black swan, and the black swan happened, the zombie virus, and then he got I forgot how much it was. It was a huge trade. It was something ridiculous. Like they paid $20 million for it, and he got like a $1.8 billion payout. Yeah, that was it. And by the way, so that's why when the zombie virus happened, Bill Ackman. So I'll just show you who Bill Ackman is. He was meant to be like a mini Warren Buffett, but he's not really. He's like just a swing trader. He's got a super volatile. His returns are basically like his billionaire, 9 billion net worth. He's like a crypto guy. He's not into crypto, but he's like a crypto guy in terms of the returns. Like he has his like 1 year, he makes like 250%, and then like the other years -20, -6, +16, like poop. So he has like these 1 years where he can see the vision and he can kill it. But he's got like a baby face. That's why they talk about him. Now, why it's even interesting is when Bill Ackman comes and he gets really public, he's always a bottom signal. So during the zombie virus, he was like, friends, he was the guy, he had the television. Remember, actually I should show it to you right now while we're here because you're a baby doll. It was the Bill Ackman interview. The Bill Ackman, here you go, plea.
I do right now, though, want to bring in Bill.
Look at him.
And I thought the combination of that, the fact that the virus lives on surfaces for as much as 9 days, if we believe what we're reading, means this thing can spread everywhere. And when China shut down Wuhan, they told people, 12 hours from now we're going to shut down Wuhan. Well, I think is much higher, particularly in that.
So, friends, it was literally 12 minutes of fudding the world and fudding the economy. Fud. He started covering his shorts, I think, the next day. Well, when you bet on, you're not really sure, but you bet on insurance, you're profiting on it going down. That's a game, man. That's a game. He came out, I guess it's over. Now, a lot of people said, oh, what he did was dirty, but like, you got to think about it, man. Like, he's P&L screenshotting, So like, I'm not here to defend him. I'm just telling you, like, he was betting on the black swan. The black swan happens. He's looking at his P&L. His P&L is probably like, he's probably like 840 million right now. He's like, oh, this can get to $1 billion. He goes, because like you're biased now, because you're short, right? You're like, oh, look how bad it is. It's really bad. You can hear it in his voice. It's bad. It's bad. It's bad. And then after the next day, maybe they like ticks over and hits the $1 billion. And everyone's like, even the market even rolls over it further down, which is here. So actually just check it. This is the daily for the zombie virus. He's coming down, up and down, like bang, bang. Look how fast this happened, by the way. So he's probably making the phone call somewhere, and then like this happens. He's like hit this like extreme profit zone. He's like, oh, okay, cool. Like I'm up $1 billion, and he starts covering it. Okay, but why is that interesting, friends? He went on a Donald Trump tirade about the tantrum here, right here. Okay, on his Twitter. So that's also just interesting how these things are markers, right? As well, I don't think... See, the thing is, I don't even think he was profiting off this one. I think he was losing. His tweet was that Lutnick dude, that guy's firm, they're long bonds. So they profit from the stuff. So I think he's tilted now because he's not even profiting. But yeah, man, he goes like... He's gone on like this huge tirade. I think where it ends up here, yeah. It was unfair to lash out. Here it is. It was unfair to lash out at Lutnick. So this is it. I just figured out why Lutnick is indifferent to the stock market. He and Cantor are long bonds. He profits when our economy implodes. Oh, man, it's kind of... Oh, here's Cooney-Boo. Then you'd have to believe Bitcoin's risk off, and he's also very long Bitcoin. That aside, that benefit to talk comes from the first half of the plan. The second half of the plan isn't great for bonds. His firm also owns $2 billion of Bitcoin personally, not his firm. Also, Marty Party. He is long stablecoins backed by treasuries. In my opinion, you overreacting or you're long stock without a hedge. So, Marty Party, yes, I just said either you're overreacting or you're just long without a hedge and you're like tilted right now because you hedge. Because you got to remember, right, in the stock market world, they all talk. They're like, oh, you're long without a hedge. This guy, you know what I mean? Like, all the office talk, and it comes into boys club. So like, I'm long without a hedge. I'm long without a hedge. And in crypto, we consider you stupid to have a hedge. Like, have a hedge? What, you mean stable coins? Do you understand what this industry could do to the upside? What are you doing here? Literally, what are you doing here? That's how we have a different perspective on it. But that's because we have a perspective of wealth creation. they have a perspective of like wealth keeping, right? Wealth preservation. Yeah, it's kind of like, oh, I'd like my 16%, please. You know, but it's like 16% on 22 billion. Now, cracking on with some comments, I'm showing you all the macro things out here. Actually, you know, this is also probably important. We should probably check out Goldie Boo, friends, and some bonds, right? You know what actually happened, friends? Look at the 2-year bond rate. It removed a cut. It went to 3.5, and look, it came back and removed the cut. Now, remember, if that happened, that could be because China's dumping the bonds. Remember, so if this yield goes up, it could be China dumping them because they have a lot of them as well. That's one thing we don't know. I guess, you know, if they had a transparent blockchain, maybe we would be able to know. Also, man, this is, friends, you got to admit, this is wild, bro. This is wild. Shout out to the baby doll on my Telegram who told me. Man, I made a whole video on this. Ethereum came back to its literal gap close Friday, March 2023. Do you know want to know what happened? I think that was the USDC depegging. It was here. Yes, USDC depegged. Actually, friends, Matt, do you remember? Friends, I'm not joking. Me and Matt, we went for shisha. Do you remember, Matt? We went to that Middle Eastern restaurant. I forgot what it was called. All right. We went for that Middle Eastern restaurant. I got chicken and I got doom. And we had guff there. And we went to AJ after. You remember, Matt? Literally, friends, on this weekend, we're in the parking lot. And Matt was like, probably something bad's happening. And we're looking like USDC's pegging. I'm like, bro, we're cursed, Matt. How we go out. Again, remember, friends, this has been happening. Ask Matt, been like 4 or 5 years. Whenever we go meet up, crypto's about to crash. Every single time. We've done it like, I think, 10, 12 times. It's every single time, man. Every single, you imagine a big top, we went out. We went out. And yeah, we did. We were out on this weekend. We were out, friends. See, this Friday, depegging, and that was it. And I remember Matt was smoking the ciggies. I think we said to each other, look, if it goes to zero, it goes to zero. Screw this whole industry, bro. They came for USDC. It was the last thing in the industry we thought was safe. Do you know that? That's how bad that was. The last thing in the industry that they can't depeg, it's safe, Circle, they have like billions of dollars in like that Silvergate bank, and guess what? Depegged. Oh man, I remember even Ivan woke up. Here's that story. He woke up, saw it down 90 cents. He was like, no, I'm not dealing with this bear market. See us. And I just remember, like, that's how just over it we were. Still are over it, by the way. So Ethereum, friends, came back to that price of here around 1,400. This is on the CME futures. It came back to around 1,430. Dude, what are the chances it came back literally to the tick? And it did that. Now we've got a gap up here at 1,750, but man, we need above 1,800 for the month to pretty much confirm friendship. Just want to show you the yearly chart of the Bitcoin dominance, friends. 1, 2, 3, 4. Dude, we've had 4 years of Bitcoin dominance going up. Like, you must have the strongest altcoin holders and the weakest Bitcoin holders right now. I don't care if BlackRock's in. I don't care who they are. Okay, I remove the names. I know charts, dude. You know charts. You know, we're all human, right? Humans and charts and emotions is the same thing. They're all linked. We've got 4 years of it doing this. God only knows what happens when we finally get that cracker. Now, friends, I have the daily chart of gold. Gold is back below 3,000. This is exactly what we wanted to see. I think that was the capitulations part out here. Let's check out Uncle Peter Schiff. So remember, when gold stops, now we can get the risk on part. So thankfully, gold has stopped. Firstly, we thought it stopped here in Feb. No, it came back for another burst up. So thankfully, it has stopped out here. What we're going to do, friends, I'll put the SuperTrend on. Let's just show you like how far. Whoa, my gosh, what a freaking run. Oh my God, bang, bang, bang. Look, it almost flipped red. It did actually flip red, but didn't close there. And it came back up, bang. So I would just not be surprised gold's actually stopping here. I hope so as well. Let's be cheeky and go down to the daily chart. Okay, it's actually flipped red on the daily. At least we get some reprieve. Remember, but gold is the risk-off thing of the world. Hedge against uncertainty and things out here. So we need gold to pretty much slow down if we want to confirm friendship. Now, friends, cracking on with some news. So Richard Hart has enabled comments for the first time since the SEC attack in July. Some say in July 2023. That's since that. So what I'm going to do, maybe I'll check it now. Maybe he's come back and deleted it. Here is his Twitter Rooney. Oh, no, he's left it up. The difference between turning on tariffs because you think... Let me just pause this. The difference between turning on tariffs because you think they're cool versus turning on tariffs because you want everyone to turn all tariffs off. It's basically talking about Donald Trump wants free trade, but needs to show everyone how unfair they've been to America to educate them. So basically saying we're not just turning on tariffs because like we can or we're cool, okay? We're doing it so that they can turn them off and to like send a signal out here. That's why, friends, him being a comment enabler now, just it begs the question, will streams come soon? Will there be more community stuff soon? Is he going to like flesh out more things out? It does still have that corrupt Interpol, that piece of shit that no one cares about. No one literally pays any attention to that. But if the SEC, just to remind you, it's now April. I think the deadline's 20 or 21st. The SEC had like a month to amend to do their BS extending, which they shouldn't. Hey, SEC, worry about your own stock market, bro. Don't worry about our crypto Ponzi's. You know what I mean? You worry about that. You know, like literally in one day, you guys like wiped $2.5 trillion, which is our whole industry. So maybe you got to worry about that. Yeah, and also, friends, in my video here, talking about Dickie Hart, the thing is, friends, him streaming, it's comfort for us, which I guess it's good because you have a founder, he's smart, he's got the talking points, you know what I mean? You learn, you're like, hey, there is direction. We do believe we are going to win. You know, it's nice to just hear that. He's like, hey, I'm not rugging, to forget those bad vibes. But also, Richard is not Ethereum's price. Okay? Ethereum's cuckery, man, it makes you never want to invest ever again, to be honest. 4 years going down, literally 4 years, round trip 7 years of gains. Round trip's 8.5 years of ETH BTC gains. The last time it was at these rates, friends, it was like just to show you how horrific this scamming has been. And I get it, friends, it's not actually Ethereum. You know what I mean? It's not their fault. It's just the business cycle. But dude, we're back to, friends, look at this. We went back to March 2016 levels. Okay, it's literally been more than 8 years. 8 years and a month now. I have kept all the, and also this is done in the past 11 months. Ethereum only had one green month. Did you know that? On ETH BTC. Yeah, man, like just, you would not believe that. What? You got an Ethereum spot ETF, bro. What are you doing here? So that's the bigger cause of all these, you know, for the business ISM, because the business ISM cycle, remember, friends, that's reflecting consumer confidence, right? In the cycle, pretty much, right? It's with the purchasing manufacturers, the inventory. So when this is up, when people are confident, Ethereum and altcoins are going up when they're confident. It's just right now they're not confident. Therefore, we go down. Yeah. So it's not the correlate. It's not the cause. It's just they're correlated. The cloud that's raining over all of us, we're all wet in a very non-family friendly way type of wet. It is what it is. We just have to wait it out. Ethereum, right? So Trump, so just go through some news as well. Trump's tariff tantrum ends in explosive price action for stock markets. And now the world awaits for the China response. You also have China saying they're not going to bow down to President Trump and his new tariff threats. Then President Trump says other countries are now offering other things that we would have never even thought of asking for. So he's just showing that, you know, people are coming to the table. The European Union, Estrogen Union, they propose a 25% tariff on US goods. President Trump threatens additional 50% tariffs on China if it does not withdraw its 34% tariff increase. So that's what they're going back and forth with the tariffs, up and down, up and down. President Trump then says countries from all over the world have reached out to negotiate new trade deals. And then another bull market indicator, friends. This is obviously a joke, just having fun. Pakistan have appointed Binance founder CZ as crypto strategic advisor. That is awesome. So CZ's probably got a higher net worth than their whole GDP. That's the cool thing about that. President Trump said, he made his tweets, don't be weak, don't be stupid, don't panic. All right? He called them panicans. Don't be a panican. Right? Don't be weak, don't be stupid, don't panic. Friends, that's out of control anyway. What are you going to do? Call him a deranged lunatic? Bro, sit down. Either DCA, buy, go do something else with your life. Just literally go do something else with your life. You're just going to yell stuff into the world. What, is he listening? No. Is anybody of important power listening to our words? No. Can we make a change? No. You're riding a wave. When you're riding a wave, can you change the wave? No. All you can do is adapt how you ride the wave. That's what we're doing right now. And look, friends, I know sometimes you got to get things off your chest as well, but just save your energy, bro. I promise you, you're not going to know what the hell this thing is about in about 30 to 60 days. Yeah, it's probably going to escalate, de-escalate, escalate, de-escalate, up and down, up and down, up and down. And then when the market eventually recovers later on, I'm going to go back and go, oh, if you just bet that it was going to fix itself, you bought when the VIX was 60. You bought the cheap prices. If you waited for them to fix themselves, okay, you're paying up a 20% premium in stocks. Maybe Ethereum's back to like 2,800. You know, it's the same thing. That's typical crypto market stuff, right? Europe says they are ready to negotiate tariffs with the United States. I think it's regarding some sort of metals, but just showing you they're all again bringing themselves to the table. Here's President Pump and President Winnie the Pooh. They're both acting as strongmen. They're like, hey, we won't negotiate. We'll do this. We'll do that. Trump, the European Union has been very bad to us. They don't take our cars. They don't take our agricultural product, yet they send millions of cars in a year. It's not going to be that way. So I guess he's like, hey, no more playing around. You're going to come kiss the ring. Yeah? Come kiss the ring. Kiss the ring. That's pretty much what Trump wants you to do. Come and kiss the ring. So all of these stuff out here, like, man, it's just, isn't it funny? Like the news, like they'll tell you like every single thing to get angry about, and then they won't never tell you by the dip. Isn't that funny? Is this funny? All those news medias. Worried about this, tariff, up and down, blah, 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 blah. No one, they don't ever tell the people things are cheap, maybe you should buy it. They never say that. They never say that. But I don't blame them because we don't feel like that because the things are going down. And that's why they really say, man, markets are all about emotions. Now, friends, I'm going to just quickly show you the stonk market chart. Everyone's watching that stonk market, right? A Russell 2000 and everything, same stuff, right? Comes back, Russell 2000 gets clobbered, racist Russell, 29% down, still down 26%. Remember, 20% down is official bear market territory. It actually isn't a bear market. It feels like maybe like has it popped, that tech bubble thing? I don't know. This is the S&P 500 on the daily, friends. This is the S&P 500 coming all the way down, 21%. I just want to see, is it still in the bear market territory? It's around 16. So obviously we want to know, is the bottom in, is the bottom in, is the bottom in? I don't know. I don't think it does maybe a V reversal. I don't think it does, oh, sweet, we're going to go up. Maybe it has the jittery part, right? Where it does something like, yeah, oh no, the tariffs are, you know what I mean? Like maybe something like that. That's normal. That's what it does. And then maybe by the end of the year, so this is the thing, friends. Look, I'm just telling you now, okay? Just, you're always looking for traps. Stock market's done this. Okay, well, man, imagine we do make it out of here and then Bitcoin is 250K and this thing actually makes it up there. Like, this will look like the start of the new age. Just be careful. We'll just watch crypto's emotions, right? Because maybe it's not. You know, in 2018, I want to show you. In 2018, everyone knows that as a big bear market, right, for crypto, which what it was. After like actually, this is the biggest bear market now that I think about it. You actually got gains in that last cycle first. But if you go to America's S&P 500 2018, look at this. The S&P 500, friends, when it dropped 11%. Look, it came down. It was going up as crypto was dropping all year. And then look what ended up happening. This was crazy. Crypto capitulated. Bitcoin capitulated from 6K down to 3 down here. And these things went down. And then the stock market kept going down. And then Jay Powell came right here Christmas Eve. He said, we're going to cut rates. We're done with the hiking of rates. The market's pretty much bonked. And the stock market hit exactly 20%. That's why they did it. It went down. He goes, okay, we're cutting rates. We're going to stimulate again. So just what I've shown you that is like, if we do end up building up to this period where stocks go up and crypto is euphoric, which we're just praying for, and we don't know when, right? With the base of the global go before your liquidity cycle. If we do build up towards that, then yeah, it is still possible that, you know, stocks like just, they don't go down for a year. They go like sideways, but crypto could be tanking. But to even worry about that, we need the up part first, man. Where's the up part? You tell me. Like, subscribe, catch you soon.